So why is there a big fight on truth? Right now, I feel like there's this huge fight on, like, I'm independent, but there's Republican and Democrat. This whole red and blue thing is driving me fucking crazy because everyone's like, the Democrats are lying. They lie to get what they want, and the Republicans bully. Okay, fine. Okay, it's always been that way, but why is it that our health doesn't say red or blue? Our health says our body. This is like both sides should be fighting for our health. Like
but some people want their health to be, I don't want to do anything different, just give me a pill. Then there's people like me that says, the last thing I want to do is take a pill. So there's different, everybody's different. So there has got to be more than one
isn't
solution.
Isn't there like a common ground where we could all be like,
oh,
okay,
no, absolutely.
Look, we don't have to take this vaccine because it's our body, our choice. Why is it this administration is enforcing these freaking vaccines?
It's turning into a religion.
It's like
it is.
I just don't get it. I'm like, I've never, ever, and I'm an old lady. Coming this Friday, I turned 49 years old, and I've never had an administration tell me what to put in my body.
The common denominator should be freedom.
Besides food.
Absolutely.
Yeah, freedom.
The common denominator should be freedom.
I don't feel free right now.
You should be free to do whatever you want to do as long as you're not harming somebody else.
Right.
And if you want to seek out a vaccine, then have at it.
Yeah. If I want to put birth control, I'm going to wear birth control. Too old, but I'm going to take birth control. If I took birth control my whole life because I didn't want to get pregnant and I liked what it did to my skin. Okay, great. Why is it that if the government told me we don't want any American women to have babies anymore, you're all have to take birth control?
Listen, we can talk about the fraud of birth control pills too, but we won't go there.
Oh, is there really?
I think there's.
Did I screw myself up? Am I going to turn into a frog later?
I no longer prescribe birth control pills, oral contraceptive pills for women.
Why?
Because I think they're more harmful than they are helpful. Do they stop pregnancy? Of course, but they also stop you from menstruating, and that's important.
But you need to cleanse. You need to let that flow.
They also disrupt your gut bacteria. They also disrupt your serotonin and neurotransmitters in your brain. They do things to your body that simply are not healthy.
I knew it. Something told me, so I was on it my whole life, and I was always messed up and just a psycho. Like my hormones were messed up.
She was.
I had trouble dating. I had emotional mood swings. I also had a hard childhood, but that's not why. I'm a sound mind. Like, why am I go crazy every once in a while? Well, finally I got into my 30s and I said, I'm getting off whatever this thing is to see if it works. I was gaining weight. All this crap was happening. And then I would get skinny, gain weight, all this other crap. So I got off of it because I thought to myself innately, this can't be, after I got older and I started educating myself on taking pills, because I don't like to take pills. And I was like, this can't be good. I've been taking it, because I heard it causes, when I heard it caused uterine cancer, some of them may cause like ovarian issues, that I should get off of it. I got off it, and to this day, I am petrified that if one day, because I was on it till I was in my 30s, something's gonna happen to me. Right now, I'm still like, oh shit, like.
I mean, listen, here's my perspective. I don't think God made a mistake when he made us. And
you're supposed to bleed.
And when we hear about things like the #1 killer in the United States is cardiovascular disease or diabetes or other chronic illnesses, that's on us. We've been poisoning ourselves for generations.
Yeah, all these medications.
And we're seeing it. About 60% of our population in the United States has at least one chronic illness. 40% has 2 or more chronic illnesses.
That's
so
crazy.
Despite the fact that statins, for example, those are the medications that lower cholesterol, Lipitor, Crestor, and others, they were first invented around 1986. This is 3 decades ago. Despite the fact that statins have now reached a $1 trillion level, follow the money, cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer in the United States.
We're killing ourselves.
Yeah, it hasn't helped at all.
So maybe, just maybe, the cholesterol myth is BS.
It's bullshit.
And maybe there's something else and it's not statins and it's not cholesterol. So what is it if it's not cholesterol? Well, it's inflammation and metabolic dysfunction because we eat like crap in the United States.
Well, and the food is full of hormones too, right?
It's full of hormones,
and antibiotics,
seed oils, preservatives, artificial flavors, food dyes. We are killing ourselves by the foods that we eat, and it shows.
Wow.
If you go to South Coast Plaza or any mall and just stand and look, you see one unhealthy person after another walk by. 30% of our kids right now are diagnosed as obesity. Why is ADD and and other chronic illnesses in our kids, and allergies and peanut allergies and so forth, why is it skyrocketing?
Where do they all come from? Like allergies to everything.
Where is the CDC investigating these things? Why do we have such chronic illness in this country?
Because they can create another drug to solve the next problem.
100%. We don't need to go to war to destroy the United States.
We're doing it ourselves.
We are doing it ourselves. We are poisoning ourselves day to day in the water that we drink, in the food that we eat. I would never drink government tap water, for example.
I filtered my whole house, by the way, when I bought the house.
Excellent.
So you can actually drink
Thank you.
this. It's
I will.
Kangen.
Perfect.
I know my dog was getting sick from the water in my other house, and I said, when I move, I don't want my dog. I want to give him the best water possible, and the whole house is filtered. It costs a fortune, but I was like, you know what?
Worth it.
I want to be healthy. I want to be able to drink water.
Standard tap water contains fluoride, contains chlorine.
Wait, what is fluoride? Okay, now that you're here, I'm gonna pick your brain. What does fluoride do? I heard it was just terrible for you.
Well, around the margins, it may help prevent cavities, but the problem is fluoride is also a neurotoxin.
Okay, that's what I was told.
It is poisonous. There is no reason to be putting fluoride in our water. We should not be putting fluoride in our mouth in the form of toothpaste. Now, topical fluoride, not nearly as bad, but when you take a little kid and you put fluoride in their toothpaste, of course they're going to swallow the Flintstone toothpaste
flavored
or whatever it is.
Yeah,
so I got non-fluoride for my daughter until she was
you can
old
buy
enough
non-fluoride.
You can.
Yeah.
And the ability for it to actually improve tooth care is marginal. There are far better ways to prevent tooth decay than putting fluoride in.
Don't eat sugar. Sugar is a killer, isn't it?
100%. And
Brush your teeth.
And the next level is, what about the stuff we put under our arms to prevent ourselves from sweating?
I stopped using deodorant because I heard that I'm poisoning myself, and I heard that you're getting like poison bras from China.
100%.
They're actually putting like chemicals in the bras, and their glands absorb these poisons, and I was getting sick from these underwire bras. I stopped wearing them, and I stopped getting rashes. I was like, oh, there's got to be some truth to that.
The aluminum in the antiperspirants that we put under our arms, same thing. We're poisoning ourselves. Now, we can't perfectly detox our lives, but the more we can, the better off we'll be.
We should just jump in the ocean and swim with the fish and be like,
we should.
Because now we can't even eat fish. There's aluminum in that too, right?
Well, I don't know about aluminum,
mercury, right?
but
mercury, sorry, not aluminum.
mercury and PCBs and so forth. We need to be careful.
Yeah.
We need to read. We need to follow people that know what they're doing. We need to master our own health. We need to understand how to take care of ourselves. If we can learn how to take care of ourselves, we'll dramatically reduce the incidence of chronic disease. If we just did a couple things, drank purified water only, went outside and got sunshine on a daily basis.
I'm doing that 5 minutes a day. Ask Andrew. I literally sat out there and just went, I need my 5 minutes.
With no sunscreen and no sunglasses.
No, I don't wear sunscreen. I heard it caused cancer.
And then spend time in nature. If everybody did just those three things, we could dramatically reduce chronic illness.
Well, we just interviewed some surfers, and we were, they're trying to get them off the beach. They're closing the beach for football now, and I guess Laguna, you can't have frisbees, you can't have footballs. They're trying to get the surfers out of the ocean. And they're like, we're the only people doing outdoor sports. And now you're trying to tell us we can't.
They want you inside, unhealthy, and just vote for them.
Exactly. Well, there's plenty of people that are unhealthy, unfortunately.
But wait, isn't that communism? We're not doing this.
No, that's socialism. But yeah.
Socialism.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm obviously not very political.
No, thank you.
I'm sorry.
So when are you running for office?
I'm telling you right now, Barke, when we get censored, it's going to be the best moment of my life. Daily Logic Check. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Daily Logic Check. I'm Elizabeth Vargas, your host, with my co-host, Andrew Vargas. If you like what you saw, you like what you see, click like, subscribe, follow us, and support us on Patreon. Peace, love, and happiness.